Sky living it up. Over in the Trebuchet division, there's an entire team made up of Punkin' Chunkin' party animals. Merrimack, New Hampshire is home to Launch Nest Monster. The Trebuchet, I think, is at the forefront of Punkin' Chunkin' innovation. Trebuchets are powered by falling counterweights. And this team of rookies wowed the crowd last year with their cutting-edge take on one.
You could hear the crowd, start gasping when the machine started firing because it looks like it's collapsing.
I think Launch Nest had a huge intimidation factor just because of the confusion over how it operated. Nobody knew what the machine was going to do.
That included co-captains Jay Goodell, Mike Powers, and the rest of the team. Too many weekends spent goofing off before the competition meant Launch Nest Monster arrived at the chunk having never test fired.
I think a lot of our competitors are probably more responsible and, plan ahead a little better than we do.
Their epic procrastination wound up costing them. Launch Nest Monster never reached full power, and a faulty sling caused their final shot to be disqualified.
We ended up 7th overall.
We kind of scratched our heads. Why aren't we firing as well as we should be?
Jay and the team have spent the offseason poring over Launch Nest Monster's design, trying to determine why their revolutionary trebuchet underperformed.
This is a complete 3D drawing of Launch Nest Monster. These blocks here are the counterweight. These linkages support the counterweight. These pieces here are the actual throwing arm. When we run the simulation, we'll see that weight fall, which then causes the arm to flip up and around, pulling the pumpkin up and over the top of the machine. The machine is designed to easily break, the current records in the trebuchet division.
Now Jay thinks he's figured out why it didn't.
Our winches turned out to be way underpowered for the type of loads we were trying to lift with them. We need to replace the winches. We need to replace the arm with a lighter arm, which should help us throw a little farther and get better efficiency. We also obviously had the sling fail. We have a long way to go before we're ready to break records.
They also want to conduct experiments to find the most aerodynamic type of pumpkin. And because they're Mike and Jay, their first thought is to fly around in a wind tunnel with fruit.
It's a pretty ridiculous way to test a pumpkin, so.
This is just an excuse to be able to get in the chamber again.
Whoever said science isn't fun should go spend a day with Team Launch Nest Monster.
This is the scientific method. Right now they're working to get the pumpkin to float, but in a controlled manner.
So I can't fly with Mike because he's a little denser than I am. Takes a little more air to keep Mike up. So this pumpkin, it's a good shape. I think the data shows that we want to get a sphere that's as heavy and as small as we can possibly get.
Of course, finding perfectly aerodynamic pumpkins only helps if the trebuchet works. With the competition looming closer, Launch Nest Monster is ready to test fire for the first time since last year's loss.
We have the new winches on the machine, so we'll be testing those out today. We have a new, hopefully stronger sling.
If the upgrades don't work as planned, Launch Nest Monster could potentially suffer a disastrous collapse.
I'm really worried about the machine crashing into itself. There's a lot of moving parts, and they're all coming pretty close to each other, so. 3,